We're back again today, and so we finished up cleaning the car up last time. So we did the engine bay and then the exterior, so it's looking mighty shiny. Yeah, you can see it's really nice right now. I'm really liking the way that it's looking. Definitely can see all those reflections and good shines off it. But when you go to the inside is where it starts to need some work. So it's all boring. And it's not completely an awful thing, but there's some things I want to touch up. So first off, we need to really pull the seats out and clean up underneath the seats and everything. And then I want to go ahead and start converting the interior to black. So we're talking trims we're going to make black, the dash we're going to make black, center console black, the carpet black. So what I'm planning to start with the carpet at least, because it's going to take the longest to air out, and then continue on with the door cards. I'm going to yank the door cards off, do those individually, and then hopefully clean up the rest. So as for a direction with this video, the plan is we're just going to go ahead and start, as I said, with yanking out the seats and cleaning up the inside, and then we'll kind of see where we go from there. It'll be a lot of following along. I hope that you guys enjoy it, and I forgot what I was going to say. Oh yeah, I was going to mention the seats. So the seats are brown-ish. Tan. They're this color right now, which isn't the greatest in the world, but we are going to cover or take care of that later. So the plan with that is I'm either going to get some black seats, or I want to try restitching them myself. I do have specific covers coming in. Don't worry about it. There's a reason I'm getting them, not just to cover them. But that I kind of want to try something else. So we're just going to go ahead and start in. We're going to work our way from the bottom up, kind of with the painting. We're going to get, I don't know how much we'll get. We'll see how much we get today. But first things first, we need to pull the seats out and give the car a good vacuum. And if you're ever wondering why I was taking the seats out, just looking at that, you could probably tell there's a bunch of extra shards of glass down there, Dunkin' water bottles and sunglasses and just a bunch of other stuff lying around. So that's the reason we're cleaning it out, and it'll make it so much easier. There's so much empty space now in there. It's really nice. It'll be so much easier to work with, especially when trying to paint things, nicks and crannies and getting to those areas. So especially since the car, we haven't put it on insurance yet since we just got it. So while it's down, use that time to do some work that would otherwise you'd have to do when it's down. So that's a really nice first step. Now we're just gonna move on to the other side and yank that other seat right out. You can see just how clean it was, even just sitting here. I like it with no seats in, just being able to see all of it, dust gone and everything. So you saw me using a brush. That brush was to just help kick up the dust or the extra stuff that was trapped inside the carpet, excuse me. And then when I came through afterwards and hit it with a degreaser and then used the brush and the towel to wipe it up, I was just going to get some of the big stains to kind of loosen it up and to get any of the dust that was like in there from feet being down or whatever had collected, just to get that wiped up. I wasn't actually trying to like clean the carpet because we're going to be painting it black, so it's not really going to matter in the grand scheme of things to get it out, as long as the paint is something to stick to. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to run down to the store, grab some paint, and we'll be back to paint it up. For those of you wondering how well does it stick, how well is it going to last, it actually will do a really well job, and we'll talk about that more as we get further down the road. So right now we're going to go and get the paint and we'll be back. Moments later. So I'm back from the store and I got a couple things of paint. I just got 2 cans, one for each side, and then I have some other paint up there for doing the door trims because I had a little extra cash on me, so I think we may be able to tackle those as well. But all you need are the paint, a mask to catch it, and then a piece of cardstock paper. I got the thicker stuff, so you could use a normal printer sheet, but I wanted to go a bit thicker. You don't actually really need to tape off, you just need to be a little careful with this. And so what we're going to do, it helps first off that we're going to be painting this black as well, so it doesn't really matter too much with overspray. But we're just going to be painting the whole thing, and then as we get to these edges, we'll use the cardstock paper to kind of seal up around the edges, make sure we're not going to overdo anything there. I am going to grab a little tape though to tape off these studs, and then like this corner right here, just because that's going to be a little tough to get to. So you could do that with some of the harder parts. I also need to tape off the thingy thing, the plug-in over there, but aside from that, it's just pretty straightforward. So it's a lot of explaining for something that's really simple. We're just going to go ahead and get started. So grab your mask and let's go ahead and get rolling. do want to note as I'm painting this that, as you see, I'm not painting the middle section right away. I had one can set out for each side, but just to make sure that you can get full coverage, if you do run out, you'd rather run out under the seats than in the places you can see. So always just make sure to get that place last, just in case, because you never know. Alright, we got the carpet all painted up and it is looking slick. I'm really liking it. Don't mind the overspray here. I just kind of wanted to test it out and see how it would dry. And it's a little too dark for what I wanted, so I bought some other paint too anyway. But overall, it's looking really good and I'm really happy with the way that it turned out. Especially just... I know I was going to say especially because it's black, but that's exactly what we're going for. So this isn't it. What's going to happen is I'm going to let this go ahead and sit and dry for another few days. Today is Wednesday, I think it is. It's either Wednesday or Thursday. I gotta double check. No, it's Wednesday, definitely. Anyway, I need to go ahead. We're gonna let this sit until Friday, unless it's too wet Friday. But either way, we need to let this sit for a little bit because the deal is we're going to come back later and we are going to vacuum it out and then use, kind of like you saw me using the brush to scrub it up to loosen up the dust and dirt. The first time we're going to come through and do the same thing where we get a brush and loosen it up, because right now when it dries it will be a little rough, but it mostly just because it needs to get worked in a little bit. So we're going to go through, get a brush, loosen it up, get everything good to go. You may have also noticed that I did these side door cards as well, just the fabric part on the bottom. I didn't film those because I totally forgot what had happened. As I finished filming, I put the camera away and I was like, you know what, I got 1/8 of a can left in each, so I went ahead and dumped it all out into the rest of the carpet. But then I went ahead and looked at the door cards, was like, crap, there's a little carpet down there, so I went ahead and just dusted it over just to make it look, well, just to match that carpet at least. I'm gonna hit the rest with some more paint later on. The idea is I'm gonna do this part gloss black and then the rest of this satin black, so we'll kind of see how that works out from there. I did grab some satin black that'll be coming up later, which that'll be the next part we'll tackle, though I'm not sure when that'll happen because this is kind of going to be near my break for the day.
Later that night.
I've pulled these off. We're going to go ahead and use some degreaser and a Scotch-Brite to clean them up, and in addition to cleaning them up, it'll also scuff up the surface. And then we'll go ahead and hit it with 3 stages. We'll do a primer, base coat of black, and then a clear coat because we want to get that gloss finish to really contrast what will otherwise be satin. So anyway, that's the plan for that. I'm trying to working on ideas. Biggest reason actually being because we got rain clouds coming. It's starting to sprinkle ever so slightly more. There's a fog coming through, so we're gonna head and call it quits here. I was gonna get that other door, but I don't want to have the rains come and we'll stop it there, so I'm gonna leave this open for as long as I can till the rain comes. I'll keep my eye on outside, and then as soon as it comes I'll shut it as best I can. The thing is, I just don't want to get any paint, any black on the door jambs or anything. So anyway, I really like the way that it looks right now. Just the black contrast, if you see that, it looks so much better in person, which is a bummer. It's a little glossier than I was expecting, but I'm not upset. It is a satin paint. It's still wet for the most part. It's taking a little bit longer to dry because it's probably like maybe 60, 65 degrees outside right now, not super hot. So it's really getting there, and once it dries up, we'll see how it looks. I do want to show you the little this section, the one that we glossed up. I hit it with a clear coat and I think it looks really good now. I know it's pretty hard to focus on that right now, but that's a good thing. You can just see with just the white reflections around the outside, you can see just how glossy it's looking. And so it still has that rough finish. I've come to realize that's just the texture of it. The other one's drying right here. But all in all, I'm really happy with how it's turning out. I just love the way that the interior's starting to come together. It's looking a lot cleaner because the brown just did not look good and it was looking old and musty and well worn. So this is really freshening it up as well as giving it the look that I'm actually going for. So anyway, that's where we're going to end the video today. Thank you so much. Oh, no. I got one more thing for you guys. One more thing. I want to show you guys want me to show you guys unwrapping the door jambs, because that's always fun to do. So we're going to go ahead and get the paper off these, and then we'll call it a day. That just looks so good. Look at that black on the red, guys. That is amazing. I can't wait to get the rest of it to match. The carpet looks good. Oh, that looks just so much better than it did before. Wow, I am loving this. I love that. Alright, that's going to be it for the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Check out the Patreon links below. If you can consider joining a Patreon, that'll really help me out and be able to produce more content for you guys, and able to get more stuff out so you guys can watch it and enjoy it. Please leave your thoughts down below on what you guys think about the whole Mustang build in general. I'm loving it so far. It's such a cheap, easy, quick, something I can enjoy, and I'm really liking it. Don't forget to do the usual. Just like, unsubscribe, hate in the comments, guys. Bye!